Hi, this is Pranav Guha from EduTV. Today we are with Madam Ramachandra, the famous Mrs. Anupama Ramachandra. She is the principal of Delhi Public School, Electronic City, Bangalore, India. Ma'am, welcome. Ma'am, I think you are one of the youngest principal. How did this journey as an education started, ma'am?
Firstly, thank you for that warm welcome and introduction, Pranav. And just a clarification, I'm not so very young also. So, but yes, the beginning of this journey is something that I always cherish. So I am an educationist or an educator who became a teacher by chance. Never in my wildest dream had I thought that I will be a teacher, nor did I want to become a teacher. You know, I had other dreams for myself. I had other aspirations, but it so happened that in the year 1990, an acquaintance of mine told me that a school which was just across my house in the next street, she told me that there was an opening for a social science teacher, and they very badly needed somebody to replace a teacher who was on leave due to an emergency. So I was not even an arts student. I had studied science in my graduation, and I was pursuing my MA in English literature. But then, since she told me that they are really in need of one, why don't you go there? I went there, and I don't know what the principal saw in me, but she gave me the job, and that is how my journey as a teacher began in the year 1990.
Excellent. And now, how was the journey from as a teacher to principal?
Okay, so from the year 1990, there has been no looking back on my journey as an educator, and then finally becoming an educational administrator. It so happened that my husband was in a job that took him to different parts of the country on transfer. But this did not stop me from pursuing this as a career. So wherever I went, after a brief break that I would take to settle down my children, I would always go out looking for a job in a school nearby home, so that I could take care of my home, my children, and of course, I could pursue my interest in teaching. So I have worked in schools in different parts of the country, like Mumbai, in Trivandrum, in Delhi, in Mysore. And I happened to go on a student exchange program to Germany also. So I had a brief experience there about the teaching system. And I also was fortunate enough to be a Fulbright
Hello.
scholarship awardee, because of which I went to the US also. So I was able to pursue my interest and know more about how education works in that country in comparison to ours. And finally, in the year 2010, I joined DPS Bangalore. And in 2014, they were coming up with a new branch at Electronic City, and they offered me this position that why don't you become the founder principal? And it has been a journey of learning. It has been a journey of challenges, but I have always learned from my mistakes, and I continue to do so. So it has been a journey of learning, I would say, as a whole.
Wonderful, wonderful. Uh, Mrs. Ramachandra, we would like to have your message for educationists and teachers, and who want to, and the students who want to become teachers.
Yeah, that's actually a very relevant question, I would say, because generally children want to be teachers when they're young. You know,
Correct.
many times we see children in kindergarten or in primary school, they're always imitating teachers at home, right? So this is the profession that they look up to a certain age. And then, like they say, you know, there's a common quote which says that education spoils children, they say.
Correct.
So as they become more and more aware of what it takes to be a teacher, somehow that interest decreases, and there are very few who actually pursue to be a teacher, right? So my message to the teachers firstly is that all of us should realize that this is an opportunity that does not come to all. like they say that every profession has a calling. So you have to recognize that probably this is your calling. You have been chosen to be a teacher. And of course, many of them would argue that teaching as a career is not very rewarding, they would say, monetarily. But what I would like to tell them is that no other profession gets to touch as many lives as we do. So this is like a divine blessing that each of us have been bestowed upon, where you're being given an opportunity to touch lives. Whether you're teaching English, math, science, social, irrespective of that, you should realize that you have been given this beautiful, beautiful opportunity of touching children's lives when they have impressionable minds. So you can make a difference to all the children who are with you. And every day tell yourself that I'm going to change your life, and be positive about what you can do rather than what you cannot do. And remember that children come with different potentials. You should always think before you are judging any child, because very easily we say you're useless, you're good for nothing.
Correct.
So, there's one quote which I always carry with me from the day I've been a teacher, that no child is useless, he or she is only used less. So as a teacher, you should know how to use the child, in the sense you should know how to use the strength or potential in the child to make him better than himself or herself. So this is my message to the teachers and to the students also. Teaching is not only about being in schools. You can teach at schools, you can teach in universities, you can teach in colleges, you can teach research scholars. So see which is the age group you would like to, because teaching, they say it's a noble profession, but I would like to say that I have experienced it and there is joy in teaching. So my message to all the students is, look at teaching as an opportunity, because it's not always money, because they say money cannot buy happiness. So this is one profession where you can balance your work and personal life also. So do take it up and become an agent of change.
Wonderful, ma'am. I think this will really help a lot of teachers, students who are aspiring teachers. Ma'am, as you have taught in the US also, and as well as in India, what is the difference in teaching or studying out there, ma'am?
Yeah, so this was something that came to me as a revelation, Pranav. So before we left for the US, we had to go through a very intense orientation program where they did make us sensitive that the role of a teacher is going to be different in the US as compared to India. And the way the students learn in the US is also going to be different from how students learn in India also. I did not take it very seriously till I actually went into the classroom in the US. I was in California, in the state of California. So the first 2 months was very, very challenging for me, because, generally in India, we take everything for granted, I must say. Your role as a teacher, and also the respect and the the kind of cooperation you get from students also, we take it for granted. In the United States of America, the first change that I noticed was that children are allowed to question very freely. So and it need not be only about the subject curriculum or about the classroom. They can question you about anything, even your personal life also, right? So that is one thing that I saw. And generally, we as teachers in India always consider questioning as a mark of disrespect. So the one major difference that I saw in the US is that questioning is a way of learning there. The more questions children ask, the more the teacher value the child's participation in the class. So this is something that I promote in our schools also, that children should be taught to ask good questions, because questions are the one thing that makes the child participate in the class, and also makes the teacher also update herself. So this is one thing. And the second major difference that I saw is that in the US, it is not about how much they are learning, but it is about how well they are learning. So in history, they need not learn 10 chapters in American Revolution. It may be just one chapter that they do for 3 months. But the way they do it in detail. Like, for example, when I was there, I had the opportunity to teach a play of Shakespeare. So we did this for nearly 2.5 months, so we literally went through the entire life of Shakespeare. I had the opportunity to take my students to a play that was happening in the neighborhood to watch how a Shakespearean play is written and enacted. We got to see the role of women in Shakespearean plays. How does he treat monarchies, so we did such an in-depth analysis, which I must confess that I had not done even in my post-graduation. So that is another difference that I saw, that there is a lot of hands-on learning for the students. And when they learn something at school, they really know everything about it. So they also know how to use this classroom knowledge in their everyday life also. So these are the two major, takeaways for me, which I have been implementing in the schools that I work in, also following that.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think that is good luck for your school that you are there with such a huge international experience. Thank you so much, Ms. Anupama. Thanks for your time. I'm sure your journey, your voyage as an educationist will inspire a lot of people and help them also.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful being with you in conversation this afternoon, as always. And I, Anupama Ramachandra, Principal of Delhi Public School Electronic City, wish EduTV all the best in all the future endeavors. Do watch EduTV. Thank you.